After Justine was killed, Victor was all sad, contemplating suicide, just all sad about everything that happened. And he decides to stay alive because of his lovely Elizabeth. And so Victor leaves, and all of a sudden he sees this strange creature running at him, just running at huge fast speeds, and Victor's scared. He says, "I'm gonna kill you, I'll kill you, whoever you are." But the monster just keeps coming, and he finds out it's the creature he created. Then the creature says, "Come on, let's go to my place. We'll chill by a fire." So Victor and the creature come. They're just hanging out, posting up, just being some bros. And then the monster talks about his past. And he talks about how he came across, he was walking and he came across a house where he lived in the barn while people lived in the house, and they would communicate to each other while the creature was just living in the barn. And he started learning about them. He learned their names as they talked in secret code, hello, by just hitting on the ground, and they would just talk to each other. And this way, the creature learned. And he pondered on his life, and he thought about everything. And as winter came to spring, the monster seemed that his friends were unhappy. And so then he, being the good guy he is, went and he got them food, dug it up, just being a nice guy. And then one day, the monster finds an old man talking to the old man. Old man's blind, so he doesn't know what the monster looks like. He feels his face, sees he's been through a lot, understands him. But then the rest of the family comes back and freaks out. They tell him to leave. Get away, get away. So then the monster runs away, sad, depressed. He runs and he just keeps running. And after some time, the monster he left, and he realized he was sad. He was rejected by society once again. And there's just a rough time for the creature because he was starting to learn everything. And he just was thinking about everything, and I feel bad for him because he's like, why me? Why does this have to happen to me? And it's just kind of rough for the monster. But then after this, he goes off. He can live on his own. He hides. He has clothes that he found. And now he's met up with Victor. And they're just chilling and talking. And Victor wants to kill him. But the monster says, "You have to create me a female so that I can have a mate." Victor refuses, but then eventually agrees after listening. And they shake hands, and they move on. But after they leave, Victor just puts it off. "Oh, I'm Victor. I'm Shad. I don't want to make a new creature because I've already done so much wrong with this one." But then, quickly, things get worse for Victor as the monster comes, and he says he's going to keep killing his loved ones until he gets what he wants. And then finally, one night comes, and and the monster meets Elizabeth. And he says, I'm gonna kill you, Elizabeth. And then Victor comes and scares him off. And then assures Elizabeth everything's fine. But then the monster comes back that night, and bam! Elizabeth is dead. Victor, distraught, doesn't know what to do. He goes to his laboratory, works on Elizabeth. Elizabeth! No! Elizabeth! He brings her back to life. But then Elizabeth dies. And then after this, everything just goes downhill for Victor. And then it all comes to a final collapse when Victor and the creature finally meet their fate together and die together. This is a great ending for a pretty good book. As you can see, Victor and the monster were just almost not completely different. They were close to the same, as you kind of almost have a bond with them at the end, as the monster dies with Victor, as you can just tell the pain that the monster has been going through. And it's just kind of a sad story where you find out Victor is the true villain and the monster was just a part of an experiment and that he had no choice in being in.